Thank you, Mr. President. To my colleagues in the Senate, I rise to provide my no vote explanation on House Bills 41, 88, 89, and 90. Well, I think all of us in this room can agree that religious freedom is one of our country's most fundamental principles. I think we must also understand that this principle does not and should not give anyone the right to harm others. Unfortunately, these bills have been written to do just that, giving adoption and foster agencies the license to discriminate against families simply because of their religion, their marital status, their sexual orientation, and a host of other reasons that has absolutely nothing to do with whether or not they are fit as a parent. In the time that these bills have been up for discussion, and I've worked on these issues as both a legislator and an advocate, I have heard from countless people of all backgrounds: Jewish organizations, Muslim organizations, Christian organizations, family welfare organizations, and yes, LGBT organizations. And they have come together with one message: these bills are bad for our children and bad for our communities. If you think the actions that we're taking here today will impact only one group of Michiganders, as if that's not bad enough, then you are simply not paying attention. We have 13,000 children in Michigan that are looking for homes, who are looking for parents to love them. And I can guarantee you, colleagues, these children do not care about their prospective parents' marital status or their sexuality or their race or their religion. They care that they will have someone there to feed them and clothe them and put them to bed at night and wake them up in the morning. They care that they will have someone there to be that stable, consistent, loving force that many of them have lacked for so long. They care that they will have someone to push them through the challenges in life and someone to celebrate with them the good times, because that's what family is. This bill and others like it are not just discriminatory and outdated. They do a disservice to these kids, our kids, who have no choice in what adoption or foster agency they end up in. Kids we, as the state of Michigan, are guardians of and have promised to put first. Make no mistake, we in this chamber, if we pass these bills today, we are the questionable parents to these children. And it seems to me, by the atypical, last-minute, without warning way in which these bills were put on the agenda today, that some in this chamber cannot move quickly enough to keep these kids waiting. These bills threaten to allow moral ideology of an individual child-placing agency to be placed above the well-being of our children. The potential for discrimination in this policy could leave some of Michigan's most vulnerable kids without the supporting and loving homes that they richly deserve. I urge you to join me in rejecting this dangerous legislation and ask that my comments be printed in the journal as my no vote explanation. Thank you, Mr. President.